She said, when he messages me calling me his queen, it's purely platonic banter. I closed my laptop without a word that night. 2 days later, she invited him over to the house so we could all talk it through like adults. Every trace of me had vanished. My sticky note on the fridge read, "The crown fits someone else now." So does this life.my girlfriend and I had been together for 4 years, and I genuinely believed we were heading toward marriage. We met during our final year of university in Seattle, both buried in textbooks at the same late-night campus cafe. Sophia had this effortless energy. Curly dark hair always pulled into a messy bun, paint-stained fingers from her graphic design classes, and a smile that made the dreary Pacific Northwest rain feel irrelevant. I was quieter, the mechanical engineering student who thrived on structure and long-term plans. I graduated first, landed a solid job at an aerospace firm, and waited for her to finish her degree. When she struggled to find steady freelance work after graduation, I suggested we move in together into the small house I'd bought in the suburbs. I covered the mortgage, the utilities, everything while she built her portfolio. I never kept score. That's what you do when you love someone. Weekends became her networking events, industry meetups, gallery openings. I'd drive her downtown, wait in the car reading technical journals, then pick her up hours later. I listened to every frustration about difficult clients, stayed up redesigning her website for free, even connected her with contacts from my company's marketing team. I thought we were a team. Then, around 7 months ago, she started mentioning Ryan constantly. He was another designer at one of the agencies she freelanced for. Tall, tattooed, always posting stories of rooftop parties and last-minute road trips. His messages popped up on her phone at dinner. Late-night memes, inside jokes, voice notes that made her laugh out loud while I sat across the table. One evening, I saw the preview flash across her lock screen. "Good night, my queen crown, miss you already." My chest tightened. Over dishes, I kept my tone light. "Soph, who's calling you his queen? Seems pretty familiar." She didn't even glance up from drying a plate. "Oh my God, babe, relax. It's just Ryan. We have this running thing where we crown each other for stupid stuff, like when one of us nails a client pitch. It's harmless." I nodded slowly, swallowing the unease. Harmless, sure. But the messages kept coming. She'd angle her phone away during movies, thumbs flying. Then the Instagram stories appeared, photos of them grabbing late-night tacos after a project deadline, captioned "royal duties" with my favorite co-ruler face with tears of joy. Friends commented fire emojis, hard eyes. "You two are unstoppable." She never clarified, never said, "Actually, I have a boyfriend." I started feeling invisible in my own home. Last spring, her biggest client dropped her without warning. She spiraled, crying on the couch for days, convinced her career was over. I held her through the panic attacks, reworked her entire portfolio at 2 a.m., reached out to every contact I had until she landed 2 new contracts. "You're my anchor," she whispered one night, arms wrapped tight around me. "I don't know what I'd do without you." Yet months later, the comparisons began. Ryan just booked a spontaneous flight to Portland for a music festival. "Wish we did more stuff like that." Or, "You're always so serious. Ryan knows how to live." Little jabs that chipped away. That I'd come home to find her gone, out grabbing drinks with the team, receipts for cocktail bars I'd never been invited to. Mutual friends mentioned seeing them laughing together at events, heads close, her hand on his arm. I stayed loyal, convinced I was overthinking. The final straw came on a quiet Thursday. I'd worked late on a critical project deadline, looking forward to crashing with takeout and her. Instead, I walked in to find her sitting on the couch, legs tucked under her, expression strangely calm. "We need to talk," she said before I'd even set down my keys. I dropped onto the armchair, bracing. Okay, talk. She exhaled like she'd practiced this. I've been doing a lot of reflecting, and this isn't working for me anymore. You're dependable, yes, safe, but I feel stuck. Ryan and we've gotten really close these past few months. Closer than I expected. My pulse hammered, but I kept my voice steady. Close how? Don't act surprised. You've seen the messages. The Queen thing? Stopped being a joke a while ago. We've been spending time together romantically. He makes me feel inspired, creative, alive in a way I haven't felt in years. I stared at her, searching for remorse. Found none. So you're ending us for him. She lifted her chin. Yes, I think it's what I need right now. You'll find someone who wants the quiet life. Ryan pushes me to grow, to take risks. We're planning a design retreat in Joshua Tree next month. Something you'd never be up for. I almost laughed at the irony. I bought this house for us. I supported you when no one else would. Paid every bill while you found your footing. And this is what I get. She rolled her eyes. Please don't turn this into a transaction. Love isn't about keeping receipts. Ryan doesn't make me feel guilty for wanting more. More. As if everything I'd given wasn't enough. What happens now? I asked quietly. I figured you could crash in the guest room for a bit while you figure out your next move. Ryan's coming over this weekend. We thought it'd be mature if the three of us talked. Cleared the air. Keep things civil. Civil. She wanted to bring her affair partner into our home while I slept down the hall. I nodded once. Got it. She looked momentarily thrown by my calm. Okay, good. I'm staying at a friend's tonight. We'll talk more tomorrow. The door clicked shut behind her. I sat in the dark living room for hours, the silence pressing in. Every memory replayed. Her tears when she lost that client. My arms around her promising we'd get through it. How quickly she'd rewritten history to make me the villain. By morning. Clarity replaced the hurt. I wouldn't beg. Wouldn't give her the dramatic reaction she seemed to expect. That Saturday, while she was out, probably with him, I started packing. Quietly, systematically, clothes folded into suitcases, my tools from the garage, bookshelves emptied, the gaming setup I'd built in the basement. Even the espresso machine I'd bought last Christmas because she loved lattes. I hired movers on short notice. Paid extra for same-day service. By Sunday evening, the house looked half abandoned. Bare walls where my diplomas had hung, empty drawers, furniture rearranged to hide the gaps. I left a single sticky note on the fridge. The crown fits someone else now. So does this life? No signature needed. I checked into an extended stay hotel near the airport. Requested a department transfer my company had offered months earlier. One I'd turned down to stay near her. They approved it immediately. Remote-friendly roles were opening in the Austin office. Within days, I was on a plane. The first weeks were heavy. Nights in the hotel room, staring at the ceiling, replaying her dismissive words. But I refused to spiral. I joined a climbing gym, started running along the river trail, poured extra hours into work. Small routines rebuilt me. Friends back in Seattle kept me updated at first. Apparently, she brought Ryan over that Monday, ready for their mature conversation. Walked into silence and empty rooms. The sticky note hit her hard, from what I heard. No yelling, no pleading, just absence. Months passed. I rented a loft downtown, filled it slowly with things that were only mine. Promotion came through. My steady reliability finally rewarded. I traveled for work, hiked the hill country on weekends, felt myself expanding into space that used to be occupied by worry over her mood. Then the updates shifted tone. Ryan, it turned out, wasn't the free-spirited savior she'd imagined. Freelance income was erratic. He moved in fast, then started borrowing money for equipment, trips, ideas that never materialized. Arguments over bills replaced the creative spark. Friends saw the stress in her face at events. Word was he'd been seeing someone else on the side almost immediately, another designer from a different agency. When confronted, he packed a bag and vanished, leaving her with the full mortgage she couldn't afford alone. She lost the house to foreclosure threats, moved back with her parents, picked up unstable contract work. Social circle shrank. People tired of the drama remembered how she'd spoken about me to justify everything. I never sought the details. They found me through concerned friends checking in. The messages started 6 months after I left. First from a new number, "It's sophomore. Can we talk? I miss you." Deleted. Then voicemails, voice thick with tears. "Ryan was a mistake. He took everything and left. You were always the one who showed up. Please call me back." I didn't. Texts escalated. "I see now how good you were to me. I took it for granted. Let me make it right." Still silence. She somehow got my new address, probably from a mutual acquaintance who later apologized profusely. One rainy Austin evening, the doorbell rang. I opened it to find her on the doorstep, soaked, eyes swollen. "Can I come in? Just to talk." I blocked the doorway. "Say what you need to from there." She hugged herself against the cold. "I lost everything. The house, my savings, my reputation. Ryan used me, lied, cheated. I'm starting therapy, trying to fix what I broke. But I know now you were my future. You were always enough. Please, can we try again? I'll move here. We'll start fresh." I studied her for a long moment. No anger, just distance. "You want the stability you mocked because your adventure collapsed." She flinched. "Yes, I was wrong. I'm sorry." "No," I said simply. Her face crumpled, then hardened. "No? After 4 years, you won't even hear me out? You just disappeared like a coward. Like you disappeared into someone else while I paid the bills?" My tone stayed even. "That was different," she snapped. I was confused. "You're punishing me." "Goodbye, Sophia." I closed the door. The harassment followed. Calls from her mother lecturing me about forgiveness. Emails from her sister claiming I'd abandoned her in her darkest hour. I blocked every number, ignored every message. Final chapter came almost a year later at a close friend's engagement party back in Seattle. I flew in with my new partner, Lena, brilliant aerospace engineer I'd met through work, kind eyes, zero games. We were happy, quiet, and solid. Sophia was there, thinner, smile brittle. She waited until Lena stepped away, then approached. "You look good," she said, voice small. "Happy. I am. I've been in therapy, working on myself. Ryan destroyed me, but it forced me to grow. I know I hurt you terribly. I just wanted you to know I'm sorry. And if there's ever a chance, there isn't." I met her eyes calmly. "I hope you find peace. But my life moved forward without you in it." She nodded, tears spilling, then walked away. Lena returned, slipped her hand into mine. We left early, caught a late flight home. Sitting on the plane, city lights fading below, I felt nothing but gratitude. I'd protected my peace, rebuilt stronger, found someone who chose me every day without needing an escape. The queen had her kingdom for a moment. I built a better one without her.